Hello and welcome back to another Marvel Champions live stream. Today we are starting a new hero spotlight where I'm going to take one hero, play them through all four of the different aspects so we can get kind of an idea of how they feel against a specific villain. And then that's going to culminate in a hero spotlight review, and we're going to be working with Nebula for the next 2 weeks or so. Nebula is, I think, the character in Marvel Champions that has the most forms. She's a minion, she's a villain, a hero, an ally. So Nebula has a lot of forms. We're specifically looking at the hero today, and the hero is, I think, really interesting. I think she's a really interesting hero. She's got a lot of fun gimmicks, and I call them gimmicks. Not in a derogatory term or anything, but what she does is she has all these technique upgrades, which is very similar to what she does in her what am I trying to say? In her villain form. Yeah. Nebula, when you're classic, I can't get this to work, hero. Hey Josh, how's it going? I I like Nebula. I really like Nebula. I think she's a fun puzzle. I think there's a lot going on. Nebula is actually the character with the lowest cost curve as of today in Marvel Champions. I think her average cost is like 0.98 per card, which is absurdly low. But every single and she has incredible card draw. And so we can play into that strength, and that's the strength that we're going to try and play into. But if you look at her cards, she's got most of her cards cost 0 or 1. She's got a 2 cost resource generator, a 3 cost ally, and then these X costs. And these X costs are why she has such a low cost curve. But the X cost count as 0. That's why it's such low. But the X you can pay is 1, and you're still looking at probably like a 1.1 or a 1.2 ish cost curve over the course of the cards. And so Nebula has some flexibility. On her alter ego side, her Nebula Outlaw side, she has cybernetic upgrades, which says that after you play a technique upgrade, you get to draw 2 cards. And so your first technique is free, basically, because it's 2 effective resource, 1 plus the card itself, you get to draw 2 cards. Keep in mind you're the guy who loves Hulk and thinks he's S tier regardless. So your opinion is probably skewed. Fun and power are 2 different conversations. But she does have all of these, and these technique cards have 2 different benefits. So there is the fact that she has like a consistent ability. White Stance says that she reduces the amount of damage she takes from each attack by 1. And then the special activates at the beginning of her turn. So combat protocols, it's a forced response. You have to activate this at the beginning of your turn. You activate the special of all the technique upgrades you have. Look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Discard one of the others and put them back in any order. So there's 2 benefits, and she's very, very much a timing hero. Hey, Maddie. Nebula, as I like to call her, the Guardian BP. Nice. So we are going to be playing through a couple of games today. I'm going to do leadership and justice, but I have 2 games that I want to do for justice. So I'm hoping that we can get through 3 games. I'm going to start with leadership, and we're going to go a fairly actually before I say that, Nebula's weakness in solo is that she wants to be an alter ego. Because the cybernetic upgrade response is so powerful, where you get to draw the cards, and you have it's not opportunity cost, it's opportunity benefit. I should know that from my economics class, but when you are in hero form, when it comes to your turn, you have to activate every technique upgrade on the table, and then that discards them. If you're an alter ego, you don't have to do that. You can save them. You can get that passive benefit for longer. And so if you're looking here here we go, Cutthroat Ambition. While Nebula is in hero form, her attacks gain piercing and overkill. That's a huge benefit, right? But if we're in hero form, that goes away once it starts our turn. So she wants to be flipping probably every other round. And so with solo play, that can get kind of difficult, especially because she doesn't have a ton of ways. She doesn't have any confuse in her. Actually, she may have a confuse in her kit. Does she? She has a tough stun or confusing enemy. So she does have a confuse. And so we will lean into a confused build for one of the justice. Then the other justice that I want to try is only alter ego. And see only alter ego with a very rare flip out to like activate like 5 or 6 um of the abilities. But we're going to start with leadership. We're going to start with just a guardian type tribal deck because she is a guardian on her hero form. One of the things that I will say is that we will be running honorary guardian with this deck because we do want to be flipping so much and we want that guardian on our alter ego side. Alrighty, time to catch up with chat. Interesting, I find Black Panther doesn't quite click with me either. Only once did I manage the Wakanda Forever and Ever card draw, which was amazing though. Black Panther, I like Black Panther. We need a game where an enemy effect makes her hero card blank and she just stacks all this. Ooh. Isn't there one? There's one coming in next evolution, I think, because I remember us talking that it made Hulk better because he doesn't have to discard his hand, but I never really thought about Nebula. That's really cool. Nice. Okay. So, because she is Guardian traded, she is going to want to run all of the sweet, sweet Guardian allies. So let's go ahead and start there because we're going to pull these out and probably kind of have these as reoccurring spotlights throughout the couple games that we're playing. There's one coming. I need to get it on Hulk for my play. Nice. I actually don't think Nebula is a Guardian. I mean, only remember the times where Star-Lord and company are trying to kill her. Yeah, right? Okay, so our Guardians, we have Star-Lord, we have Groot, we have Martin X, we have Drax, Cosmo, Gamora, Rocket. Now we can't use Gamora because Gamora is her signature ally, which is a little sad. So after you play Gamora from your hand, you get to choose a technique and activate the special, which is very good. But the Grey Gamora is, I think, probably the best Guardian ally. And so not having her is a little tough. Let's go ahead and just grab a lot of the really solid ones. So Rocket, Drax, Cosmo. I think we're going to try like a nowhere build where we get to Cosmo. Actually, I'm sorry, my mind just went to Cosmo. Works pretty well because of her scrying card, where you can take a look at the top couple cards, discard one of them, put the rest back. Then you know for Cosmo. So that's kind of cool if we can set that up. Groot and Martin X are nice. She does have a good stat line. She's 222. I do think that a lot of the times we're going to be using that stat to thwart because we are going to be an alter ego so much, and we are playing Brotherhood, our Mansion Attack today, and Mansion Attack has fairly low threat thresholds at 7, and so that's a little bit of a bummer. So we probably need to have that main scheme at 0 before we flip down and take a scheme. I don't like how you can have multiple of the same ally when it's a different card. You can't have multiple allies of the different card. I wish the Resurrection was just having them in play. I agree with that. I do agree with that. And that's how like Lord of the Rings did it, right? Like you could have 3 Gandalfs in your deck, just not one of them on the table at the same time. And I agree. I do wish that was the case. I remember trying to fly my spaceship and got lost. And then asked someone where I was and said, "Don't you know you're in the middle of nowhere?" Nice. So no Gamora. Sweet. We're going to grab Professor X. Professor X is going to be in most, if not all of our decks. Just getting that ability to confuse and roll down so that we can activate our cybernetic upgrade ability. Feeling pretty good. I'm also looking at this like meditate. Well, no, meditation would be fun, but since her cost curve is so low, she only actually has 1 target for meditation in her kit, I'm about to sneeze. I'm sorry. Okay, apparently not. Speaking of Gamora, I'm genuinely surprised that there is no Marvel character named Sodom. Sodom and Gamora shoutouts. That'd be nice. What are you gonna do? Maddie never runs out of puns. Let's go ahead and grab Honorary Guardian. That way we can have. That's X-Men. Don't want that one. That way we can have the Guardian trait when we do flip down to Alter Ego, and we can still trigger Nowhere. Which Nowhere is play on. Oh, actually, you know what? This one doesn't really matter, but this is only a play if you have the Guardian trait. So we may not need the Honorary Guardian actually. So we increase our ally limit by 1. After a player plays a Guardian ally, exhaust Nowhere, that player draws a card. So there's more card draw for us. Got 2, 4, 6, 8. We are looking at 8 or 8 2+ cards in basic. So we're already looking at a power in all of us play. That being said, we can easily add a couple of cards to get us there. And so those cards are going to be like Helicarrier. So that takes us to 9. Does Guardians have another one? Am I missing something for Guardians? I don't think I am, right? There's not just like Kit. Kit is not super great for Nebula. There's a way to bump her stats up. She could get up to like a 4/4/2, I think it is, with her yeah, unyielding persistence. She could get a +1/+1. So at that point she probably could. Look, Josh, I was in the middle of a pun drought, so this was long overdue. Mansion could be nice. Or Nick. And honestly, we have the ability to kind of play a little fast and loose with the cost curve because it is so low. And we're going to be in Alter Ego frequently enough where we're going to have that 6 hand size that scaling that cost curve up is not completely out of the question. So let's go ahead and grab a mansion. Let's go ahead and grab Nick, and then we'll see. Nick doesn't really count as a 4 cost, let's be honest. We'll find power ofs. And doubles. So this is already looking very gray. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. But we are leaning really heavy into the allies. And then is Nowhere after you play a Guardian ally. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at our blue Guardian allies, because I know we got a couple of them there. When you play Avengers Mansion as a Guardian, you need to show off how good it is relative to the school that he's currently set up. Yeah, that is true. We are, we're saving the school, but we're building a mansion over here on Nebula's side of the table. But Nebula has no business being anywhere near Xavier's school as the Guardian. Avenger, Champion, Avenger, Guardian. Major victories. So after major victory is defeated, choose a friendly Guardian character. Ready that character. Okay. Yondu is a very specific build. I'm not necessarily going for that. I thought we had more Guardians. Hey, Zen, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good day. I really thought we had more Guardian blue cards. For some reason, I thought Warlock was a Guardian. He's a Guardian in Hero, right? Major Victory is... Okay, fine. Major Victory is an effective 2 cost with Nowhere on the table, so might as well just grab him. I'm not... We have to be very... It's a weird timing trigger. We could get Retaliate. Groot is in the deck. Yeah. Groot's hanging out. Do we need more Honorary Guardian cards for the blue allies? We need more Honorary Guardian cards for the blue allies. I don't necessarily know. The other thing is, like, we're looking at Martin X. we're looking at a good number of allies. We got 2, 4, 6, 8 allies already, which is really, really high. Especially since we're probably only chumping with them every other turn because we want to be rolling down so often that we probably are good. We're probably good there. That being said, make the call. I would lean more into a make the call than a like adding more allies at this point, so that we could get some of like the rockets, the Star Lords out. Actually, you know what? The honorary guardian would be nice because we could do like we could play the allies in alter ego. So if we drew into them. By the way, there is one character in the Guardians roster I consider a leader. Nevi is at the bottom. That's fair. Let's go ahead and add the honorary back in just to give us the flexibility. It's a 1 hit point. It's a upgrade. It's an easy target for like caught off guard. But it's also, if we draw into Groot, I want to be able to play Groot in alter ego. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So we got 7 cards left. Now we do have like we could ooh, actually, welcome aboard is really good. Eh. Okay, so what I'm looking at now is that we could go like with Rocket and Drax. We could go pseudo like Voltron build. We could have Rocket out there to take care of the minions, Drax out there to kind of hit the villain, and we have a couple of like what is it? Comms implant, laser blaster. It'd probably be laser blaster, honestly. Ooh, actually, laser blaster on the rocket is gonna be great. Let's go ahead and grab 2 laser blasters. Gives him a +1 attack and overkill. Actually, rocket already has overkill when he when he attacks a minion. Um, Medlab is interesting. Is there anyone that we're not chumping with? Let's just go ahead and grab make the call. It's at least gonna hit. Make the call is gonna be a really solid to target Professor X, so we can just get him back into play so we can confuse. All of this kind of goes down the drain if we do pull that steady environment. That'd be a little sad. 6, 8. Yeah, one more spot. Silly question. So there's a Nebula ally, Gamora, Nebula hero, and a villain. There's no Nebula generic ally. There is a minion as well. So the Gamora Nemesis minion is Nebula. So she's all 4. But there's no Nebula generic ally. I wonder if Clarity of Purpose could be interesting. It's a hero resource, which kind of locks us out of a lot. Um, Rapid Response. Rapid Response is interesting. Would Go All Out be a good choice for Nebula? Interesting. Go All Out. It could be. It really could be, especially because she has those abilities to pump her stats up. So Go All Out is a 2 for 4 with nothing, right? So it's 3 effective resources locked into energy, which is fine because we have a wild resource generator. We deal damage equal to the sum, which is 3, but we also have to exhaust our heroes to the opportunity cost of an attack. So it's 2 for 4. It could be 2 for 6. I don't know. 2 for 6. I think we're gonna be using Nebula to thwart a lot. And so having Go All Out exhaust our hero, meaning that we can't thwart, I think may mess up our rhythm. We do have a lot of allies that can thwart though. Hmm. I think it's definitely interesting. Blaze of Glory. Blaze of Glory is fun. Uh, yeah, let's do Blaze of Glory. That sounds fun. Blaze of Glory is great. Go two of those. So each Guardian character gets +2/+2, and then we deal 1 damage to each Guardian character at the end of the phase. Um, think about just like first aids, because if we're looking at here, we really want to keep Rocket, Drax, and Groot on the table. Actually, maybe a Treskel. No, we have Nowhere, which increases our ally limit. So we already have 4 allies. So we're probably fine there. We may not need Star Lord. Star Lord's a little scary, but yeah, let's go with 2 first aids just so we can keep them around a little bit longer. Do you already have rapid response? I don't think I do have rapid response. I don't. Do we like rapid response or first aids better? Rapid response works better for when entering play abilities, which could be after you play Gamora, so it doesn't work for Gamora. Gamora actually doesn't work for Make the Call either. Rapid responsing Star-Lord is a bad idea. Professor X would be nice. We could do that. I think I like first aids better than rapid responses in this deck. I often have rapid response in your leadership deck, but I swear it only gets on the table when I do 50 card Cyclops deck. Oh yeah, that's a good deck for that to pop off. Rapid response is a really good card. Rapid response is a really good card, especially when you have like Nick's. Wait, did I put Nick in here? I thought I said I did. Yeah, Nick. Rapid responsing Nick is really fun. But alrighty, okay. So we're gonna be doing Mansion Attack, Expert. We're only gonna be doing 2 villains though, just for a time sake. But we need a mod set, and I'm not doing Mystique. You cannot make me do Mystique. um, so we're doing the standard Expert and Brotherhood mod sets, which are the required ones for Expert play. But we do need to come up with a mod set. So if anyone has a recommendation, go ahead and throw that in the chat. And if you don't, then I will just choose one randomly. I was actually looking at like the Green Goblin mod sets, and like that's one of the mod sets that we're using for one of the monthly challenges this time. And they're a lot more fun than I remember them being. Nebula defending the X Mansion. Very yeah, right? So let's okay, so if Nebula's defending the X Mansion, is there like is there a spider? What's a spider? A mess of things? I think bomb scare since the enemy forgot they had mutant powers and decided to blow up the school the old-fashioned way. I like it. I like it. I haven't played bomb scare in a hot second. Let's try that. I'm in the middle of re-sleeving this because apparently I haven't used a mess of things since I've sleeved in Dragon Shield, which was a year ago. But that means I do want to play a mess of things at some point. Uh, go bomb scare. Bomb scare. I also haven't. I don't know if I've played bomb scare in a long time. I used the side scheme in bomb scare for the first Avengers game, which was a late night gaming suggestion. I'm gonna put this over here. Also forgot to get all my tokens. I'm gonna look at bomb scare. You are confused. Hydra bomber. Hydra bomber. Okay, why not? Let's try it. Well, you're gonna try your own monthly challenge because that uses the mess of things. Hey, no feet. Yeah, I need to. I need to. I'm not. I used to do them. I used to stream them, but I don't know why I don't. People, yeah, I may. Also, if anyone ever has an idea for a monthly challenge, I got a couple of I got a couple of suggestions, all of which were good. Um, After I kind of posted that feeler in the Discord, but if you have any suggestions, shoot them over to me because I am not as creative as you all are. Okay. I need to get my tokens. That's what I was doing. I have like half my tokens. I was playing Final Girl. I played Final Girl more over the weekend. Really, really solid game. I am really enjoying Final Girl. But I took half of my tokens away so I could have my token holders for the Final Girl stuff. But if you have not played Final Girl and you are a solo gamer, check it out. It's a good one. It's a good one. I've had a few ideas, but they're mostly half baked. And if you want to, if we want to brainstorm together, we absolutely can. Just shoot me a message, and more than happy to talk about them. Talk about any ideas that y'all have. But just throwing that out there as a floater. You don't you don't even have ingredients. Nice. And we don't have any special tokens or anything for mansion attack or sweet. You missed the Kickstarter for Final Girl. Now I have no idea how to start buying. Well, it's actually a really cool system. And so there is I took them away. So there's the Final Girl core box. You need that to play. That's like 20 or 30 bucks. And then they have the feature film is how they call it, the feature film system, where you buy a expansion. That expansion comes with a location, a couple of Final Girls who are your like player powers, and a enemy. So that enemy is kind of themed with that location, and then they um that enemy is kind of themed with that location, and then they once you get another feature film, everything is mixed and matchable. So you can take the new enemy at the old location, et cetera, and mix and match. And so those are just kind of they almost look like VHS tapes. Um, I know I've seen them in local game stores. If that was more of the direction of the question, are they doing a season 3? I would not be surprised. I think Final Girl is a really good seller for them, so I would not be surprised if they did. Is it like Marvel Champions where you can buy whatever, or like Arkham? Nope, you can buy whatever. You can buy whatever you want. It's a self-contained story, and yeah, you can buy whatever you want. And even one of the feature film boxes has a lot of replayability because there's modular setups and everything in each one of those. So yeah, no, you can buy whatever you want. I would say pick something that looks interesting to you. Um, there are levels of complexity with them, and to that I can't really speak to because I'm not an expert at all. I've only played 2 of them. But like the I don't Storybrooke was fairly simple, which is in season 2. But if you're on the Discord, Jason D20 knows a lot about Final Girl, and there are other people on there as well. But yep. Alrighty, Brotherhood Strikes. Save the school environment into play. Shuffle all the copies of the main scheme 2A and stack them under the scheme. Shuffle the villains together without looking to create a villain deck. The top card of the villain deck is in play. When revealed, deal each player a face down encounter card. Advance the next card in the main scheme and add this to the victory display. Okay, so we're gonna start out with each character gains steady, because of course we are. Gross. That's gonna really mess with our confused build, but we can lose that and still be okay. Save the school is after a villain is defeated. If there are X villains in the victory display, players win the game. We're going for 2 here. Otherwise, deal each player an encounter card and reveal the next villain. Minion with the same, yada yada yada. That stuff happens. Don't let minions be on the table. Josh, you bought Final Girl when it first came out on Kickstarter, but I resisted season 2 since I can't really beat any of the maps killers except the first one. Nice. Yeah, it's a tough game. It's a very, very difficult game. Um, I'm I'm thinking about adding a stream this week to stream it. Oh, right, this is the encounters that I like to call pray you don't get Toad. Yeah, I hate Toad so much. Especially starting out. One thing about this is I think Nebula will have a slight advantage towards we'll roll the dice here. Slight advantage towards these because a lot of these are after they attack, and Nebula is going to be an alter ego so much. So we roll a 5 or a 6. You got 2, it's Toad. Dang it. Well, Toad with the 3 scheme is going to push us past that steady pretty quickly. Toughness, Villainous 2. After Toad attacks and damages the character you control, discard 1 card at random from your hand. He comes with 16 health. Here we are. And here I thought you were saying to save the school by having a big scale and raising money hand out to the local billionaire. We get 6 cards in Alter Ego. Nebula right there already is smarter than Bruce Banner, apparently. We got Nowhere, Combat Ready, a Nick Fury, Major Victory, Lethal Intent, and an Honorary Guardian. Okay. So we want Nowhere. After Toad attacks and damages a character you control. That's so tough. So this is 2 to play Nowhere. We're gonna mulligan pretty hard. We could keep Nick. Because that's just gonna see us more cards plus give us a blocker, but we will lose a card in our hand. Nebula is one of those characters I can never seem to get cooking. Yep. She yeah. In multiplayer, she is so much better. Combat Ready actually gets us one of those technique upgrades. Am I missing any key building pieces? If we discard Nebula's ship, I'll be sad, but that's, I guess, fine. I really want to mulligan more than those 3. Mulligan 4. Evasive Maneuvering. Choose to either stun or confuse an enemy. Cosmo. Nice. Nebula's ship, let's go. And Lethal Intent. That'll do. We need a toughness up here. And here we go. You know what? I don't know if I wanted Honorary Guardian in this deck, but here we are. We use those 2 for a Nebula ship. Nebula ship is going to play for an Evasive Maneuvering, which is going to draw us 2 cards, a Lethal Intent, and a Make the Call. While in hero form, Nebula ignores the Guard, Patrol, and Crisis icon. I think the discard ability really toads the line between aggravating. You say she's better in multiplayer. I might have to bring her out next time I'm doing. Yes, absolutely, she is better because of Lethal Intent. So Lethal Intent says you can pay X to activate that many techniques. And so if you have 2 techniques, you can call on an action outside of your turn, activate Lethal Intent, and then when it becomes your turn, activate your specials again. So you have a lot of like flexibility in how you can maneuver or how you can do that, and also going down to Alter Ego is a lot safer multiplayer. I tried to make a rogue deck that used all the honorary cards so bad. Nice. I gotta love how Nebula looks the exact same in Hero and Alter, and the villain is like, wait, where's this? Yeah, right? Hey, Beast, how's it going? Yeah, wait, where'd she go? Where'd she go? Okay, so what we're... Ooh, actually, you know what? Yeah. Still slaving your life away? Nice. Okay, I'm sold. Time to put a call to my friends. Yeah, nice. I was looking for Nebula. The only person I saw here is Nebula. Right? I kind of want to drop Nowhere. Nowhere is going to help in the long run. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and drop nowhere. We'll hang on to and make the call. We'll flip up here, and we're just going to knock this tough off. That's going to be it for us, so we're going to stand up. We'll draw up to 5 white stance. Alrighty. There's a mansion. That's 3. Helicarrier. And a strength. Sweet. We're going to add 1 here. Every character has steady. Toad is going to attack us for 2 plus a boost plus 2. There goes Shadow. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we will lose a random card in our hand. We'll re-roll the 6. White stance. Sad. Of course, our only technique. So we don't get that card draw. I may just drop a mansion and call it a day, but here we are. At least they called Alter Ego Groot instead of Groot. That's true, yeah. Nebula having an alias would be great. We got 2 encounter cards. The first one is Under Siege. Place 3 additional threat for each Brotherhood of Mutant character in play. That's going to be 3 because we just have Toad. Uh-oh. And Master Plan, we're going to add 4 more to that. Alrighty, so Under Siege is... We are very, very under siege at this point. At the start of our turn, evasive maneuvering triggers. We're going to choose to confuse Toad. Now he's only halfway confused because everyone is steady. We'll go ahead and just dump our hand for Mansion. We'll use Mansion to draw a card. It's a genius, of course it is. I was hoping it was a technique. If it was a technique, we could have probably done some stuff. Toad is skimming for 3. Let's just go ahead and thwart down. If we get a 2 boost, we pop. If we don't... I'm also okay losing the Atrium. Let's go ahead and flip down here. We'll stand up. Combat ready. Alrighty. Energy. There's Drax. White stance. 2, 4, 5. And Cutthroat Ambition. Alrighty. Now we are feeling good. Toad is going to scheme on us for 3 plus... If the villain is Avalanche, plus 1. So that's 5 total. Or 4 total, sorry. So we're at 6. Wait, no. Yeah, we're at 6. Encounter card is an advance, so we're going to lose 3 and another advance. We lose this. Advance to the next card in the main scheme deck. This goes up to 2. When revealed, flip this card. Each character gets plus 1 attack. Alrighty. Well, we cannot lose this or else we lose the game. But Toad is now confused, so that's cool. Yeah, honestly, yeah, Atrium is tough. Atrium is tough. Okay, so here we go. We got Mansion to draw a card. Unyielding Persistence. Nebula Ship will play Cutthroat Ambition, which will draw us 2 cards. Blaze of Glory, and a Make the Call. Nice. We're here. We're going to flip up to Hero Farm. We're going to use an Energy and a Blaze of Glory to play Drax. Nowhere is going to trigger to draw us a card into a Make the Call. I'm going to use a Combat Ready to play a Unyielding Persistence. I'm going to use a Make the Call for 4 to play Nick Fury. Which will draw us 3 cards. Martin X, Professor X, And the power in all of us. Let's go. We use power in all of us to play Mart next. Speak of Gandalf, make the call on Nick would have been an interesting move. And there it is. I like the way you think. I actually think Under Siege is kind of misleading because Brotherhood isn't actually basing themselves around the mansion and starving the mutants inside. They straight up burning down. That's very fair. That is very, very fair. Martin X is going to knock the one here. Nick is going to take 2 here. Nebula is going to take 2 here. We have the last 3 from Cutthroat Ambition. Drax is going to swing at Toad for 3. 1, 2, 3. We got X. We're going to hang on to X. Hanging on to X is actually really, really hard right now because Toad is confused. And so we would have to hang on to X twice for it to actually have the ability to confuse Toad. So I think we're going to toss Toad, or we're going to toss X, because I don't want to lose that much efficiency. We're going to go ahead and draw into First Aid. Ooh, Weapons Master. There's Gamora. Star-Lord. Groot. We got 2 here. Toad is going to attack. We're going to block with Nick. It's going to be 2 plus 3. Yikes. That does damage a character. So let's go ahead and drop a 1, 2, 3. Gamora. That's sad. I like Gamora. We're going to be able to drop the Weapons Master and Gamora for like 4 damage. But now we'll probably just flip down and use Weapons Master. In counter card is an Avalanche. Well, there you go. We could have stunned Avalanche. After Avalanche attacks you, exhaust a character you control. At the start of our turn, Unyielding Persistence, we're going to get a tough status card. Remove 3 threat from a scheme, which is going to be Under Siege. There we go. Let's go Mansion to draw us a card into a Cutthroat Ambition. Interesting. Go Nebula Ship, First Aid, and Star-Lord to play Groot, which will draw us a card from nowhere, which is the power in all of us. Should have known that was coming. I guess Toad just used his tongue and towed away Nick Fury to heaven knows where. Nice. Avalanche is scheming for 1. We've seen both of our advances, so we're good there. Let's go ahead and... I guess Martinex will... We'll throw 1 here. Because we have Weapons Master, which will deal 4, which is enough to take out Avalanche. Nebula will just thwart you here. Groot's going to hang out. Drax is going to swing for 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll flip down. We'll use Power in all of us to play Weapons Master. Which will draw us 1, 2. We'll Blaze of Glory to play Cutthroat Ambition. And we'll hang on to the First Aid so that we can heal Drax up, because that's where a lot of our damage is coming from right now. Okay, let's stand up. Remove the acceleration token. Thank you. Draw a card. Deal us an encounter card. We got Rocket now. So Rocket, let's kill off that Avalanche. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. We are taking on the Brotherhood with Nebula. And we have, yeah, the Guardians are protecting the bomb-scared assault on Professor X's school. So here we are. Okay, we got Lethal Intent. Lethal Intent here is really, really good because we have these 2, which we're not losing. We'll be able to remove 3 threat, deal 4 damage. Ooh, yes, big fan. And energy as well. Evasive Maneuver for the card draw and Wide Stance. Yeah, 2, 4, 6. Hopefully we don't lose. We'll go here. Toad's confused. Avalanche will add 1. Encounter card. Oh, we get 2. Under Siege comes in with 6 because we got Avalanche and Toad. 2. I'm quite fine. Thanks. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. 2 for 6. And Acceleration. I could have just left the Acceleration token there, Josh. I knew it was coming. And then a Hydro Bomber. When revealed, choose either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. We'll place 1 threat on the main just because we can clear it with Cutthroat Ambition. Let's go Mansion to draw a card. Power in all of us. Sweet. Love that. Nebula Ship is going to drop a Evasive Maneuver, which will draw us 2 cards. Combat Ready and another Lethal Intent. So this is where Nebula can start to get a little crazy, right? Because we have 3 out here. We can start hammering these Lethal Intents. And this Cutthroat Ambition card, this Weapons Master card, at this point, if we trigger with both Lethal Intents, is 12 damage for 2 effective resource. It's slow damage, but... Well, sorry, I'm not clear. My favorite character I identify as Hulk. Nothing. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Anything that we need to do in Alter Ego? I don't think so, right? We could Combat Ready. Is it worth Combat Readying right now? Yeah, let's do it. We'll discard cards from the top of our deck until you discard a Technique upgrade. There goes X, Helicarrier, Make the Call, Blaze of Glory, Nick, Combat Ready. I probably could have looked and seen that we don't have that many Technique upgrades in here before I played that, but here we are. I guess Weapons Master is in there somewhere. Cutthroat Ambition comes in. Oops. That's not great. Remove 3 threat from the scheme. We'll take it from the main. Alrighty. Well, that was probably a mistake. We'll flip up to Hero Form. We'll use Power in all of us and a Wide Stance to play Rocket. Nowhere will trigger. We'll get to draw a card into Strength. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Big fan. Alrighty. So we have Strength to play a Lethal Intent. We're definitely going to do Weapons Master. We'll hit Weapons Master. And we could go Evasive Maneuvering. Or Cutthroat Ambition. The Cutthroat Ambition may be overkill. We have 2 of those, which is 6 threat removal. If we hit one of them, we have the Under Siege, and then we can hit the second on the main on our next turn. Wakanda Forever. I mean, Guardians Forever. Now you're looking at Kamala's Team Spirit and thinking, I can do better than that. Exactly. Okay, we're at least doing Weapons Master. We'll go here. We do have overkill from here. So we'll take 2 and roll 2 to Toad. Take him down to 8. We will remove 3 here. We will Lethal Intent again. We'll deal 4 damage to Toad. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we will we'll stun Toad. Because Toad's not lasting another flip down. We'll do that. And actually how this works out, this is kind of fun. We'll be able to kill Toad and then activate Cutthroat Ambition. Or, I'm sorry, activate Evasive Maneuvering on the next villain. So it worked out pretty well there. Rocket will take out Avalanche. Martinex will... I guess we could go ahead and just... Instead of... We could do that a little bit out of order. And go Drax and Martinex to take Toad out. Let's do that. So, before I activated the second Lethal Intent... No, that didn't work. That would not work. No, it would. Yeah. Before I activated that second lethal intent, let's go ahead and have Groot and Martinex deal 4 damage. That's going to put him at 4 health. We'll Weapons Master to kill Toad. Deal encounter card. Then we'll bring in a new villain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which is Blob. After Blob attacks and damages the character, stun that character. Toughness, victory 2. So that's still, yeah. And then we will activate this stun. Yeah. Okay. So just a little bit take backsy, but here we are. And I still think Groot is hanging out. We'll have Nebula knock the tough that I never put up there. We have a first aid, which we'll keep for Drax, but let's go ahead and stand up. Lethal Intent is not going to work for us this time because we're going to lose all of those techniques. Hey, there's a white stance. I don't like Lethal Intenting the white stance all that much. We got to make the call, though. We have a pretty deep discard deck, so that's nice. Let's go ahead and add 2. Ooh, just saw your follow. So yeah, of course. Thank you. We got Blob is going to stun. Then our encounter cards. No whammies. We got Groundswell. Avalanche activates against you. If he's not in play, search encounter deck for Avalanche and reveal him. Avalanche is back. And then we got a Hydra Bomber. Take 2 damage, replace 1 threat. We'll place 1 threat because we're about to remove 6. Okay. On the start of our turn, let's go ahead and remove 3 threat from here. Boom. 4 damage to an enemy. Also, Blob is at 19. Let me fix that real quick. Way too much. Way too much. We'll hit the bomber with overkill because we still have overkill. We'll stun or confuse an enemy. We will confuse Blob. And then remove 3 threat from a scheme. Right there. Boom. Got Mansion, which will draw us into a unyielding. Ooh. We already have a tough status card. Let's actually let's kill off somebody first. We'll have Martinex deal 1 damage to Avalanche, which will knock Martinex out. Let's make the call. After a player plays a Guardian Ally, so make the call does not trigger off nowhere. We're gonna have stunned. No. Make the call. Nick again? Could be kind of fun. Yeah, we'll go 1, 2, 3. To pull Nick back out. We'll draw 3 cards. 1, 2. I once met a woman named Ava, and she was good company, but then we talked about surnames, and she was kind of embarrassed by it, so I pressed her, and she said, "That's my full name, Avalanche." Oh, Maddie, never change. Hydra Bomber, because somehow superpowered mutant enemies just ain't cutting it somehow. Yeah, right? The bombers are hurting us more than Avalanche is. So I had drawn 2. We get 1 more, which is another make the call. Go ahead and throw 2 here. We'll have Rocket swing at him for 4 with overkill, so 2 rolls to Blob. We'll use a make the call to play first aid to heal 2 from Drax. Then we'll have Drax swing for 3. 1, 2, 3. Blaze of Glory for an unyielding persistence. And then we'll swing for 3. 1, 2, 3. Down to 9. And I asked, what are your parents watching? A Roger Moore movie? We will flip down. We'll lose Nick, but I'm okay with that. We'll use Star-Lord to play a wide stance. Draws 2 cards, a Genius, and a Make the Call. How tempting. How tempting to pull Star-Lord. There's no reason for me to do that. I absolutely do not need to do that. But I may just hang on to these cards just because I can pull Nick again. No, I want to lose this tough. I want to lose this tough card at some point. We'll actually have Groot go ahead and just throw 2 damage just because I think we're starting to look at end game. We're at 7. We are absolutely at end game. I just decked out, so I need a card. We're at 7. Okay, fine. We'll stand up. I mean, a Make the Call Nick is lethal, so let's just hang on to that. Cutthroat Ambition, Major Victory, Make the Call 2, 4, 5. Cutthroat Ambition. We'll add 1 here. Blob is confused. We've got a Pyromaniac. Pyro activates against you. If he's not in play, search and counter deck and discard power for Pyro and reveal him. Pyro is going to be hanging out here. After Pyro attacks you, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Take 1 indirect damage for each printed resource icon discarded this way. And then we've got a immovable. Blob is coming out. Oh, Blob activates against us. Okay, so he's going to scheme for 2. Plus 2 is 4. Takes this to 5. Ooh, well, that could have been bad. But we're fine. Nick goes away. I mean, we flip up. We'll make the call. 1, 2, 3, 4. To pull Nick. We'll throw 4 damage at Blob. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nebula attacks for 3. 1, 2, 3. GG's. That is only 2. We're supposed to go 3, but just for consistency, we're getting a feel for how Nebula works. I mean, honestly, the third probably wouldn't be that hard. No, I need to keep it. If I start doing 3, it's gonna be. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Nebula works really well with the flipping, with all of that good stuff. I think it was nice to get the ship out here early. The Guardian allies are just really strong, and we did have that really nice double lethal intent turn. That was nice. Love how Blob, just standing still, being immovable, somehow gets closer to destroying the courtyard. Theme. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Okay, so that was game 1. That was game 1 with Nebula. He's like, oh yeah, I need something to eat as 4th threat. Exactly. Maybe there's food in the courtyard. We've already checked or we have not checked the cafeteria yet, right? Yeah. Did I posted this on the Discord, but I was talking about cafeteria, and I really hope that they snuck this Easter egg in here. So the cafeteria is the one that gives every character retaliate 1, which very much helps Rogue with all of her events, and she's the one pictured on the cafeteria. That'd be crazy if they knew that and they added that in, but even if it is a happy mistake, that's an awesome, oh, that's fun. Rogue would want to be in the cafeteria where she gets to retaliate. He gets extra benefits on all of her events. I just thought that was fun. Okay, next up we're going to do Justice games. I got 2 Justice games that I want to run. I want to run like a normal Sunlock type Justice, and then I want to try an alter ego type thing. We'll see what it turns into. but I know Josh was playing a Nebula Shield deck. Get up in game. I'm sorry, was playing a Nebula Shield deck, which seemed really interesting and something that I may want to try, but I think that probably works a little bit better in multiplayer. That was a Con of Heroes deck that he was running. But I do think that there is an alter ego, staying in alter ego very, very frequently type game. But I'm going to go get set up. I'll see you all soon.